Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. This podcast is for intermediate and advanced learners. We try to keep the language natural on this podcast and highly recommend repetition. Whether it's with this podcast, availing of the free transcript in the description, or in general, with any other material that you check out, repetition is what makes us improve, and finding the beauty in repetition is the key to progress. That said, today we're going to look at some phrasal verbs with over. We're going to look at 3 phrasal verbs, maybe more, with the preposition over. Some of these definitions are a little bit similar. I'm going to use the word over a hell of a lot in this episode, so bear with me, okay? Stay with me. It's okay. We'll get through this together. So we'll start with number 1, to get over something. And this means to overcome something or to kind of get through it or get to the other side. Saying get through. Now I'm using a phrasal verb to explain another phrasal verb. This is where the complications kick in, guys. Kick in, okay? They begin. Another phrasal verb. Anyway, let's go back. So to get over something, it means you overcome the feeling or you get past the feeling or the situation. It's the process of getting to the other side, to the end of a feeling or a situation. So you get over it, okay? You arrive at the other side. Emotionally speaking, to get over a breakup would be a good example. It took Elena 6 months to get over her breakup with Marco, okay? She was really in love and then they broke up unexpectedly. She felt terribly sad at first, so it took her some time to get over it, to overcome her negative feelings, to get some closure, some finality. Okay, so that's one example, to get over something. But we can get over many things, okay? Usually it's related to something negative or challenging. It can be minor or it could be major. So if someone that is close to us passes away, if they die, we are in a state of grief. We are really, really sad about their passing. And that's a situation we may never get over fully. But I suppose when we say to get over something that's that extreme, we just mean that we can cherish the good memories and we can still miss them. Okay, we can appreciate the good times and still miss the person, but we can kind of move past that or move on with our lives. Incidentally, a really nice phrasal verb that we also use is to get by. Okay, and to get by might be when you're in a really crap situation, a bad situation, and you're just surviving or you're just functioning. You're just at your baseline, you're continuing to live. Okay, that sounds terribly sad, but it's a good phrasal verb, to get by. Okay, I'm getting by. Okay, maybe things aren't great, maybe they're not terrible either, but I'm surviving, I'm getting by. In Ireland, we are very pessimistic with our language, so sometimes we say, I'm getting by, but things might be actually quite good. Okay, so to get over, I've just used a really serious example, someone passing away. That's something we might never get over. A breakup, again, it's a very serious situation, a very sad situation. Some people don't get over breakups either, but most of the time people can at some point get over something like that. So we also use it for kind of lighter things, minor things. Okay, so I'm going to give a couple of examples. So we could use it for a small setback at work. So maybe we encounter a problem, it takes time to resolve, but then we get over it, okay, or we get past it. So it could be a member of your team leaves and they were an integral part of the team, and then you have to learn how to do more tasks. So, Michael left the team, he got a promotion. It took some time, but we got over it. We learned how to manage without him. It could be also in a negative situation, such as if you miss out on a promotion or if you don't get a promotion. Maybe you are one of the candidates. You might say, oh, Marco, he didn't get the promotion, but he seems okay. It looks like he got over it. It looks like he's moved past the negative feeling. He looks happy. But hey, look, Marco is cool. So we would expect nothing less from Marco. Our second phrasal verb is to go over something, and this is essentially to examine something or to review something in detail. So you review it to look for any possible oversights or mistakes that might be in the document or whatever it may be. Like, let's say if it's a contract, you might look for any mistakes that are in the contract. You're going over it again to make sure that every detail, every clause is correct. So a contract is a good example. We need to go over this contract and have the final draft by the end of the week. Another one, I need to go over all the documentation for my taxes before the end of the year. Oh no, don't worry. Look, we'll get by. We'll get over it. Okay, guys, and the last one we have, or the last one we'll look at, is to come over. Okay, we're actually going to look at 3 here together. To come over, to go over, and to stay over. Okay, so let's start with actually to go over, because this is a different use than the one we've just mentioned. So if we go over something, we review it. But if we go over to someone, or if we go over to someone's house, it just means we visit them for a visit or a conversation. So example, if you're in a bar and you see a friend at the other end of the bar, you might think, oh, I'm going to go over and talk to my friend Maria. I haven't seen her in ages. I'm going to go over and have a chat with her. So it's kind of like I'm going to visit her, or I'm going to have a nice chat with her in the moment or at that moment. But in general, we often use it for going over to a friend's house. Okay, I'm going over to my friend's house this weekend to watch the football match. I can't wait. And then in the past tense, for example, last weekend I went over to visit some friends. We had a couple of beers. It was a really relaxing Saturday. To come over, conversely, means that someone comes to you, all right? They come to your location. So for example, this weekend, I have some friends that are coming over for some pizza and beer, and we're going to watch a movie. I can't wait. Okay, so they're coming over here. You might hear that as well in a conversation. Hey, what are you doing at the weekend? Do you want to come over to our place? Okay, maybe just to organize an event. And then we can use stay over, which literally means to stay the night. So an example could be if some friends come over and you have a couple of beers, maybe, you're not going to drive after a couple of beers, because we don't do that. It's idiotic. So someone might stay over. They might sleep on the couch or in the spare room. They might stay over. Cool, guys. So those were 3 phrasal verbs. Well, I think really we had 6 in the end there, didn't we? So we had to get over something, to get by, to go over something, then to simply go over, to come over, to stay over. Yeah, some really, really nice phrasal verbs that are just used all the time. But look, don't focus on remembering every phrasal verb, don't try to memorize everything. Just repeat, repetition when you see them in context, and then it does become natural. Try to insert them, try to use them in your daily life if you can. Okay, guys, it's been a pleasure. I hope you have a great week. Take care of yourselves. Ciao. Ciao.